So it's my first day walking through the Montana Megalith region, and I've already seen a couple of really interesting things, and I've done some video analysis on those that have been previously posted. Please check out my other videos. But I just started taking random photos, of what could be interesting, and I wanted to come back and look at later on in my analysis of these photos. And a lot of the stuff is super random, There's not a whole lot here, but at the moment I took a photo of it because it was interesting, and I still think this is an interesting photo because it's got this dark gray here and it's very light color here. Okay, nothing super exciting there. This photo is a little more interesting if you've watched some of my other things, but just because this kind of looks like a face, like there's his ear and there's an eye right here, I'm not very good at these things. This is like a really basic representation here of what I'm talking about. But this could be like a nose right here, and then like right here's his ear, and then there's some sort of hat right here he's got, or his hair. I mean, look how it's dark right here. Do you see how it's dark right here? It's already gray. I mean, I'm just using the super simple, I'm not using my fancy art tool, but you can see how there could have been a representation of a face here in the past. This is obviously eroded or hit with a water cannon or something, Fish. Let's look at it. Real quick analysis. Oh, gosh, I wish I could zoom in, but here's the fish right here. Oh, this is terrible. Here's his little eyeball. He's got a little mouthy right here. Nothing too exciting, but maybe he's chasing some other little fish over here. It's tough to tell because it's all covered with trees, but it looked like a fish when I was there. I can tell you that. And I wasn't doing any video yet. I was just walking around as a guy with a camera. What I really wanted to show you was something that's coming up really soon. However, this is like unbelievable. Look at this. This is like we have two different types of material. I mean, doesn't this look like a concrete? Or, I mean, geologists would say this is a granite, like a pink granite probably. But there's a lot of little tiny stones or interesting little features of this. And then this contrast here with the lower section. Let's just pull it back out. Lower section. So my question has been, is this the base material here at the lower section, and then they poured other things on top of the existing stone on the ground? It's possible. Okay, so next thing I saw was this. So this is the megalithic wall that I saw in Montana. This was the first megalithic wall I saw in Montana, and I've seen several of these megalithic walls now since I've been there. I've found, gosh, multiple. And look at these 90-degree lines here, my friends. Look at this right here. In nature, it's very rare do we see 90-degree lines, and do we see them so regularly spaced apart? That's very rare in nature. All these 90-degree lines, vertical lines going up. Look at this, unbelievable. Just horizontal lines. Here's another stone next to it with vertical lines. Look at this square kind of right here. So this is where I really started getting to be like, what is going on here? I'd already seen a couple of things, but all these straight lines were super interesting. Still are. Here's the next photo. And we just stood back a little bit from where I was before. And what I wanted to point in here, again, here's all these 90-degree lines that I was pointing out. More 90-degree lines. And then over here, this is very straight. But look at the contrast here. We have this white on this side and the black and the red right next to that. So the idea here is I got learning later on, if I could have got further away, like say 5 miles away from this, and this was all new, so this was black and this was red all around here, all these stripes of red, and then the black around the tops. These are the feathers that were in the chief's headdress. That's what I would say, and it goes straight up here like this. Look, this is the headdress, and then to the right over here is his face. I couldn't even get it in the photo. I don't think I have a photo of it. Oh, here's the face. I forgot. Here's the face, duh. This is the face. So if you look to the left, it's going to be these chief's feathers. This right here is the structure that is to the left of this face that's on the next photo. So this is the side profile of that face. This is the white section. I mean, someday I'll have to find this again and make a video of it. But I'm doing my best in this moment to do it. But there is a previous video on the channel of me doing the analysis of this face, and I will put that link hopefully here above on the screen. Super interesting. Let's see. So same wall. Trying to get back away from it to see what was happening exactly. And on this one I noticed that over here there looks to be another face. Look at this. Let me zoom in on this guy right here. So here's his eye. And his nose. And look at his mouth right here. He's frowning. He's not very happy. He's kind of looking up at the sun, apparently. And he's got some sort of a helmet on. Here's his eyebrow. Super clear eyebrow. And maybe he has some black hair going straight back. And some red on his... Look at the red. This is lichen, but I think the past peoples used the lichen to color the faces. And we can zoom in on this even more. Look how light color his face is compared to his head and his hair. Here's his face and his eyeball, and maybe he has something here. What is this on the side of his face? I mean, like I said, maybe he has a helmet, or this is maybe some thick hair. Maybe he has sunglasses on. Maybe he has a space helmet on, because here, like, look at his chin's kind of obscured, although his chin line looks like it was colored in here. Okay, super interesting, right? These other guys, I don't know. I don't think I see anything over here other than... Let's just take a look. I mean, it's fun to look at. Thanks for coming along on my little journey with me. This is a giant wall. This was 100 or 200 feet tall. I don't know how tall it was. It was humongous. Here's a close-up. I think that my impression when I was there was that these gaps were mostly filled in with some sort of filler material, and that they would have used like a facing material to, you know, make all the little nooks and crannies to make the faces perfect when they're up here, and then all these little grooves, these things were all filled in, and it made it look really smooth. And then they used jewels for the eyes, or agates, or something that caught the light. And then whoever made these, they used the lichen. But then they came along, whoever later on, and they sprayed it with the water cannon, or maybe we're looking at thousands of years of just water erosion with rain and all that. I mean, it is 6,000 or 7,000 feet where I took these photos, so they could have been in the Rocky Mountains. It could have been just erosion. Okay, I think this is the the last photo of this wall. But again, look at this 90-degree, and more of these interesting lines. So I took some, what looks like here to be some filler material, and I learned later on I would find a lot more filler material later on. However, this is the last photo of the megalithic wall that I saw on my first day hiking through the Montana megaliths. I hope you liked this video, and do please consider liking and subscribing, as I do believe it really helps the channel to grow, and I could use some extra help on that right now. So I appreciate your time today, and thank you for watching. Peace and love to you all. In lak'ech, I see you as another version of myself.